Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Save the World is really cheap right now, only $8.99. So if you haven't played Save the World before, should you buy it? Well, this question is tricky to answer. Especially for new people who don't know anything about this game. Since we, the old players, struggle at some point. With things like bugs, lack of new content. And the most unique thing is when every time there's a new Battle Royale season or update, mostly it will break something in Save the World. Like Battle Royale players are excited for which new skins we will get. Or how the new map looks. But for Save the World players, we are excited about which new bug we may get. Or if they will fix that bug which ruining the game for years now. You may think it's funny. It is actually. So after all of that, is it worth it in 2024? And to know that, we need to answer few questions first. What this game offers? Long story short, if you are someone who haven't played it before, you will get dozens of hours of amazing gameplay experience, maybe hundreds. Because if you didn't know, Save the World was the main game actually before Battle Royale comes in. So you have a lot of zones to play, farm, and build. The story is not that fancy, but it's simple and easy to understand. Save the World doesn't depend that much on the story like the other games. Like BR for example, the story is not that much important. But of course Save the World story is a lot bigger. So you are already excited to try it? Maybe you saw a gameplay clip, or a friend told you about it. What you will find. Basically, you are a hero who is defending your home base against ton of zombies. And you have a lot of quests and missions to do. To expand your base, rescue survivors outside, refuel, farm, and a lot of other things. And for that, you have 4 classes in the game. Every class has its unique abilities and perks. 1. We have ninjas. A lot of swords and ninja abilities. Like smoke bombs, shurikens, and fast movement. 2. Outlanders. Very useful for farming and looting. Other things too, but let's make it simple as much as possible. 3. Soldiers. Basically, buffers for assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, plus ton of abilities as well. 4. Constructors. The best builders in the game. Plus they buff you builds and structures with ton of perks. Things like abilities, perks, and buffs is the main key to have fun in Save the World. It's not just spamming your guns like BR. You need to think and build your team. And yes, most of BR weapons exists in Save the World. But sometimes it's a bit different sometimes. Every weapon has its own perks. There are different types as well. Like shotguns, rifle, just like BR. But bows in Save the World is much better. Same thing with launchers. But not just that, we also have traps. Ton of them. And every trap has its own perks as well. So these are the 3 main things about Save the World. You have your team, your weapons, and your traps. Of course there are a lot of other things. Like survivors squads, who buffs all your stats. Like damage bonuses, health, shield, and etc. And defenders, who helps you in a lot of things. And the gadgets too. But these things you will discover while you progress the game. And don't worry, they are very simple to understand. I see a lot of new players thinking Save the World is a complicated game. Believe me, it's not. People just play it wrong. Like they buy the game, and force themselves to progress in the game too fast without building their heroes and weapons. And at some point they will reach a point where they can't do anything. And the missions is too hard. They don't know what to do or where are they at that point. And to be honest, this happens in any game, not just Save the World. People just rush to finish the game without having fun. So take your time. There are a lot to talk about of course. This game is older than BR. But it will take hours to explain everything. So if you are someone who loves farming, looting, building and crafting, and you are already love and play Fortnite, this game is definitely for you. But for endgame experience, I will talk about that in a minute. This is the main reason I played this game years ago. I love Fortnite, but Battle Royale building wasn't for me. Plus I love a game to be able to progress in, while I'm having fun. Not like the other games, which forces you to play every day or you will miss everything. Yes, here you will miss things too, but you always have time to get everything back. And if you are someone who is excited about this game, the gameplay, want to play it with a friend, the experience in general, you should try it. And of course there are ton of videos everywhere, like gameplay and stuff for it. So take your time, explore the game, before buying it. Also, I mentioned before we have lack of new content, But for a new player, you won't reach this point soon. You have a lot of time for that. And for the bugs in the game, you won't see most of them till the endgame. So let's talk about Endgame for a moment. Endgame and Save the World is a bit different. First we have simple and basic things, building your account in general. Like getting a lot of good heroes, and building the best loadouts. Leveling your weapons and traps to max level, and upgrade all the perks. And a lot of general things that everyone will do to build their accounts. But when it comes to what to play, we have a lot of options. Let's call it game modes. Some of them are permanent, like you can play them anytime. And some of them are timed events. First we have the normal mission in the game, but at this point, you will play them only for specific rewards. We have Endurance mode, which is a mission that you need to spend a lot of time to farm and building it, then you start it. And it lasts around 2.5 hours. We have the Mythic Storm King mission, yes, the cube one from VR. Which is so fun to play. And we have events, like Fortnite, Dungeons, Hit the Road. Every year, we get them at the same time. For example, right now we have the Fortnite event. And it lasts for a few months, then we get another event. And there are something called ventures. Basically, it's the same game, but a bit different. It has a season system, with levels, quests, and rewards. Just like VR. But the rewards are only in-game things to use for upgrading your account in general. Not skins and emotes like VR. It's free, but it's the same thing for 18 season. Like imagine doing the same thing for 18 season in a row. Yes, there are rotations for it, but still so boring, believe me. So you see all of these things I mentioned? At the end game you can play all of them, but most of us don't do that. Like me for example, most of the time I play Endurance only. Yes, I play the other things, for fun. But mainly, I play Endurance. And I never touch some modes like Dungeons for example. Some people do the opposite. So basically, most of us pick 1 or 2 modes where we have fun with. Some people play all of them. Even there are a lot of people don't play the game the whole year and come back only for the timed event. The current Fortnite event for example. But after all, it's the same thing forever. Like I mentioned, Ventures is the same thing for 18 seasons. And every season lasts around 3 months. Endurance, Dungeons, MSK are almost the same for years now. So if you are looking for the endgame here, this will depend on you. Some people like me, we hate the lack of content, even sometimes we get so mad and angry about it. But still, we love the game and play it. Some people stop playing at some point, which is totally fine. We're not supposed to be endgame experts in every game we play. So do your math, and see if this game is for you or not. And as I always say, don't pressure yourself to progress in the game. Or any game in general. We play games to have fun. And I forgot to mention, in Save the World, you can use your heroes with their main skin, or you can change them to your VR skins. Like here for example, this is how this constructor looks like. But you can use any skin you have. And you still can use this hero abilities and everything. We didn't have that option for years. Like we used to play with the heroes as they are. No emotes, no pickaxes, no anything. But they added this feature in the game a few years ago. I know I talked a lot, but this game is so big. Yes, we hate that they don't update it that much as before. But we all hope they do in the future. After all, Fortnite Save the World is one of the best games I played in my life. And that's it. If you watched till here, don't forget to like, and tell me what you think in the comments. And you can use my code, Larsis, in the item shop if you want to support me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, see you in the next one.